Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I finally decided to film my go-to makeup routine, so I hope you guys keep watching and enjoy. Okay, so here I am with not a stitch of makeup on my face. I'm about to apply my Pore Professional Face Primer by Benefit. Like I said, probably not the best for dry skin, which my face is pretty dry these past couple of weeks, so you'll probably see a little bit of residue from the primer. And I'm going into the brows with my Lorac Pro brow pencil in dark brunette. I am just outlining my brows first and creating the shape that I want, and before I go and fill them in with a powder. Quick strokes. I love these small brow pencils because you're able to make hair-like strokes and be really precise without much cleanup. But I just use it to outline my brows, and then I go in with Anastasia's brow palette in the shade Ebony, the light shade, and I fill in all the sparse areas with an angled brush from Lashes by Lena. It's really small and flat, and I like it for my brows. Then I brush through them with a spoolie before going in with the cleanup. I use MAC's 195 brush and Studio Fix concealer in NC50. I like to use a skin-toned concealer for my brows. I don't like brow highlights, you guys know this by now, but you can choose to use a lighter concealer. You just have to make sure it's really blended if you use it at the top as well. We don't want those eyebrows to glow, so not too light. Now I'm brushing through them with a brow gel, also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Hydrating my face before I go in with my foundation, which is Studio Fix Fluid in NC50. I've been using this foundation since I first started using foundations, so I'm pretty hooked to it, and it's my comfort zone makeup. I'll try some new stuff maybe, but for now, yeah, this is my fave. And this is also my favorite concealer, Prolongwear by MAC. I use the shade NC42. I use a really light concealer for my highlighting contour. I really like a heavy highlight, so I could probably go a shade darker, but like I said, I like a heavy highlight. So I go in with NC42 and a beauty blender, which is my favorite to apply concealer and foundation. I also go on the sides of my nose to help with the contouring process. Now I'm going in with Sacha's Buttercup setting powder. I use this or banana powder, but I like this powder a little bit better. It's more fine and a little bit warmer than banana, but either or. And I'm using a beauty blender to set this heavily under my eyes and using the excess to get the other highlighted areas. Then I brush away the excess underneath my eyes with a fluffy brush. Now I'm going in with my contour. I use Motive's Color Perfecting Quad in dark. I use the darkest color in that quad because I like a mean contour. Yes, I go extra in all the highlighting and contouringness. I'm just using a flat synthetic brush to apply a triangular shape across my cheekbone. I go pretty high with my contour, and then I use what's left on the brush to contour my forehead, chin, cupid's bow, and nose area. I've said in a previous video that I have a slight hump on my nose, so I usually don't skip this part, but you could if you created a natural contour with your highlight. Now I am buffing out the contour with Hair Makeup Addiction's contouring brush, and I use this to do most of the job by quick strokes around all the contour areas just to move the product a little bit faster than I would by going right in with the brush. So I use this brush first to buff out the contour. Then I go over my nose contour with my beauty blender just to blend it out a little bit more before going in with the chiseler brush, also by Hair Makeup Addiction. They have some of my favorite brushes, and I buff out and blend in my contour into my highlight. Then I add a little bit more of the Sacha Buttercup powder underneath my cheek contour, then going with my Laura Mercier translucent powder heavily under my eyes and using the remainder to go over my nose, forehead, chin. Then I go back over the Sacha Buttercup powder at the bottom with the translucent powder. I like to use a lot of powders. They minimize your pores and keep everything nice and matte, which is what I personally like. And the translucent powder gives you one clean, even finish. Finally, the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark. You guys also know this is one of my favorite powders. I use this to dust away the translucent powder. It makes my highlighted areas a little bit more warmer, which was taken away by the translucent powder. And it just warms up the face overall. It is my favorite powder to wear with or without foundation. And I'm using both Morphe's Fluffy Brush and Hair and Makeup Addiction's foundation brush. Now I'm going in with some refined golden bronzer, also by MAC, and I'm using that chiseler brush to go over my cheek contour to give me a nice, warm, shimmery contour. Some people prefer matte contour. I like a little bit of gold in it. And I love this Ambering Rose blush. I've used it a gajillion times on my tutorials. It is my favorite to wear. I can wear it every day. And that brush was by Sephora. And this is Gerard Cosmetics Lucy Highlighter. You guys are familiar with this too. I'm using all of my faves in this video, and I'm using it to highlight my cheeks, nose, and cupid's bow with a stippling brush by MAC. Now I got a question about my moles on Instagram, so I thought I'd share that on YouTube as well. I do darken my moles after the highlight and foundation process with a little liquid liner. These two on my cheek and my chin, they pop out, so if I don't darken them, they just look like little small bumps on my face. So I like to go over them after my makeup. Now I'm going to the eyes. I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion to prime my eyes. Even without shadow, I like to prime my eyes just so that there's no creasing from any type of moisture on my lids. And I'm going over the whole lid area with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder and a brush by Morphe. Now I'm going in with the liner. This is NYX's gel liner or Motive's little black dress. Those are the two liners I usually use. And this is a liner brush by Morphe. I also love MAC's 210 liner brush, but this one's a little thinner. So I'm just creating a wing by etching out the shape I want first and then going back in to fill it in. I don't like to apply too much liner in the inner corner, so I usually just tap on the liner into that area. Sometimes I like to go over my gel liner with a liquid liner to make it even darker, but I decided not to for this particular video. Now I'm going into my waterline. I use Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Pencil in 0. I've been loving this pencil lately. I just got it and I ran out of my LA Girl Cosmetics pencil, so I've been using this one and it pretty much stays put. This mascara is Better Than Sex by Too Faced that I've been using on my bottom lashes for quite some time now. And I also applied Boudoir House of Lashes falsies, but you can just go in with the mascara if you do not prefer falsies. Now I'm finishing off the look with the lips. Favorite liner, hands down, you guys know, ColourPop's Ellarie liner. I use this for almost all of my ombre lips, and I'm just outlining my lips first and then darkening the outer corners, which I love to do when I wear this particular lippy called Cherry Blossom by Colored Raine. It is a liquid matte and is the perfect red shade for me. Love it, hands down. I'm ordering a bunch. And I'm just going right over the liner, and I'm just filling in my lip area and blending out the liner. And I have a nice deep red matte lip that stays on all night with very few touch-ups in the inner rim throughout the day. I did have a little bit of spillage, so I went in with MAC's 195 brush in a very small amount of foundation. I don't like to use too much because you get kind of a glow around your lips if you use too much. So I just cleaned up the spillage. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, my favorite makeup to wear on any given day. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Ellarie. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Mwah.